We were in South Carolina, and it was cold out. That was like our second night of being homeless. And it was really cold because it was in January, right after Christmas. And Keon was in the car, and we was like, where are we going to go? Because he has to go to school. It was raining. We didn't have no way of taking a bath. We didn't know, we didn't know anything about shelters. I never knew that shelters existed. So, but it was cold out. It was dark, and it was wet, and it was raining. I think that night I actually broke down because I was crying and I was hungry. I had money for food, but didn't really have an appetite because I had so much other things on my mind. Like, where we're going to go, how we're going to provide for Keon. What if somebody comes and takes Keon from us because we're unstable parents? That was a scary night. We stayed in our car from January to February 14th. And we would just park it, wherever we could park it at and just stay there. We just did what we had to do to survive. The only thing that we really could do or go was to a laundromat. Because one, you could wash your clothes there if you had change. Two, you can use the bathroom there without anyone really saying anything to you. Some people don't even provide a public restroom. Where are you going to use the restroom? Where are you going to brush your teeth? Where are you going to wash your body? Just so you can go and look for an employment. And it costs more to live day by day. And it costs more to live out of your car because you got to find a place to park your car without it being towed. Then you got to pay for gas to ride around all day just to bypass time until you can go to sleep. But where do you go? People look at you differently when you're in the mall and you can't buy anything and you look dirty. I lost my job due to the Medicare and Medicaid allowables dropping. I was pregnant and I was high risk and I had a cerclage. I was not able to do any lifting, and my job did require lifting. So once I lost my job, I lost my car first in October, and then I lost my apartment in December right after Christmas. I've never been evicted or homeless before, but this was a first for me, and hopefully it will be the last. I was homeless from 6 months to 9 months. The last 3 months of my pregnancy. I was in my first trimester when I lost my job and when I lost my car. And I was in my second trimester when I lost my apartment. I'm thinking the reason why Jaden came out so sick is because I was stressing and was not receiving the proper nutrition, not knowing where I'm going to lay my head at the next night. And so eventually when Jaden was born, he was born at 3 pounds and 17 inches long, even though he was full term. I carried him for 39 weeks and 2 days. And they knew something was wrong then because everyone took off running. I never got a chance to actually see him. That's when they paged all the doctors from different areas and they went into the NICU with the baby. Come to find out, he was born with over 25 medical conditions. He was blind, yellow jaundice, green jaundice, bilirubin, clotting problems, neonatal hemochromatosis, arteriovenous malformation on his brain. He was just not a textbook case. He was the 4th case in the nation to be born with a bad liver, not knowing a reason why. So the only thing they could diagnose him with was neonatal hemochromatosis. But once he received the liver transplant, it cleared up all the other 25 medical conditions as well as he can see now. Having Jaden made me realize even more that being in the medical field is my passion. So I'm really excited about, going to school and finishing school so that way I can do what I really like to do. I want to have a house within the next 5 years, but I got to become more financially stable in order for that to happen. That's basically it. Finish school, I'll have a year to do and get a house. As any parent, I want my kids to graduate high school. If they don't go to college, at least go into the military, do something productive with their time in their life. Jaden, on the other hand, he should not take life for granted with everything that he's been through. I think God put him here for a purpose, for a reason. So hopefully he will, be able to save lives, or decide he want to go into the medical field to help others as well, the way people have helped him. I always wanted to just be married first, finish college first, and marry my college sweetheart. And I changed myself from that. But I don't regret having my kids. I don't regret the life that I have now, because it's never too late to go back to school, and it's never too late to finish what you've started. And I plan on doing that. So I don't regret anything, and I could still have that white house or brick house with my white picket fence and my tires swinging from the yard, even if my kids don't get a chance to enjoy it. My grandkids will. So it's wonderful. It's not the place it's not what I want personally, but it's roof over my head. So beggars can't be choosers. Gotta take what you can get. And I took what I was able to get. I didn't have a TV. I didn't have no cable. I didn't have internet. I didn't even have a radio. But it was my own place. So it was really great knowing that I was going to be on my own again. And just be able to have my kids up under one roof. Instead of me and Jaden at the hospital or at Ronald McDonald House and my other son with my mom. So now I got both of my kids together. And we could be a family.